Dearborn, Michigan, a town echoing with forgotten hymns of the industrial age, rivers of iron and oil tracing its well-worn lines. Amidst the everyday humdrum, amongst the ordinary folk, there was a singular character, an enigma, a man sculpted by experiences that bore heavy upon his soul. Detective Patrick O'Sullivan. Patrick was a study in contrasts, a man of iron wool wrapped in the soft-spoken humility of the everyday hero. His face was a weathered canvas, each wrinkle etched by time and bearing silent testimony to a past that echoed with distant cries of a devastating tornado. His eyes, however, were another story, an open book revealing chapters of unwavering loyalty, relentless curiosity, and a selfless heart. To the unknowing eye, he was an anomaly. To those who knew him well, he was Dearborn's silent guardian, the unseen shield standing against the shadows. This day found him on the fringes of the town, swallowed by an ocean of rusted metal and discarded carcasses of once thriving machines. A junkyard. He was knee-deep in an investigation that stank of desperation, false leads, and an underbelly seeping with illegal substances. He spent countless hours in that junkyard, trailing leads to the local drug dealers, sifting through the refuse for clues that danced just out of his grasp. Conversations with seedy informants, dust-choked and gravel-voiced, took place under the shadow of towering scrap piles, their stories intertwining with the town's rust-riddled narrative. "You don't understand, Pat," one informant had told him, eyes darting nervously amongst the decaying behemoths of steel. "This ain't like before. It's like they're different people, like someone else is pulling the strings." And Patrick listened, each word adding a piece to the perplexing puzzle. The air was dense with uncertainty, anticipation looming like storm clouds on the horizon. The sensation was akin to the stillness before a tornado, a quiet echo of his past stirring long-dormant fears. But it was also a call to action, a battle cry for his unwavering resolve. By nightfall, the junkyard transformed into a haunting sculpture garden, long shadows twisting the mundane into monstrous shapes. As the moon took its watch, he found himself standing before graffiti-marked walls, their strange symbols seemingly rippling and shifting under his gaze. His mind was a whirlwind of thoughts. An enigma wrapped in an urban legend began to take form, whispered in hushed tones among the junkyard denizens, a tale of the night's whisper. His heart pounded in his chest, the echo of a distant drumbeat heralding a dance with the unknown. The stage was set, the first notes of a cosmic horror humming beneath the surface of his investigation. He steeled himself against the encroaching abyss, his spirit undeterred by the alien melody starting to weave itself into the symphony of his life. Little did he know, the prelude had only just begun. The echoes of the forgotten past were growing louder, clawing at the edges of the mundane and seeping into Patrick's investigation. A disquieting synchronicity began to envelop the behavior of the criminals he tailed, a cadence in their actions that hinted at an unseen conductor, a puppeteer pulling their strings. His interviews with the dealers became an eerie dance, every confession, every nervous glance laced with a disconcerting uniformity. Their words skated around a chilling nucleus, an enigma they named the Night's Whisper. And with each mention, the phrase seemed to pulsate with an alien rhythm, resonating with a haunting melody that sent shivers down his spine. Even the junkyard, once a disorganized shrine to human abandonment, started to morph in his eyes. Its towering stacks of discarded metal appeared orchestrated, their looming shadows etching cryptic patterns under the moonlight. The previously overlooked graffiti started to pulse with ominous significance, symbols that bore an uncanny resemblance to constellations not found in any earthly sky. One late evening found Patrick huddled with a particularly skittish informant, a man who claimed to have seen the puppeteer behind the dance. His eyes, dilated with fear, darted to and fro as he whispered about lost hours, fractured memories, and a pervasive sense of being watched. "It's like I was there, but also somewhere else," he stammered, voice barely above a whisper. "And when I came back, I knew things, Pat. Things I hadn't known before. Things about the stars, about the universe." The informant's trembling hands reached into his pocket, pulling out a crumpled piece of paper. On it were scribbled strange symbols, intricate and otherworldly, a chilling echo of the graffiti on the junkyard walls. His account was a siren song, pulling Patrick into deeper waters, into the embrace of a cosmic terror that defied comprehension. As the whispers of the night grew louder, his courage did not waver. Instead, it sparked a flame of determination, a resolve hardened by the chilling gales of the unknown. The puppeteer's dance was beckoning him, a dance that pirouetted on the thin line between earthly law and cosmic horror. And Patrick, driven by his pursuit of justice and truth, took the first steps onto this uncanny stage. The mundane reality of Dearborn started to blur, its edges fraying into the fantastical and horrifying. The strings of the puppeteer were beginning to tangle with his reality, pulling him into a dance with the stars, a dance that promised a terrifying revelation. The prelude was over. The symphony of the unknown was about to play its chilling opus. The once familiar contours of Dearborn had begun to twist and warp, drawn into a celestial dance led by the unseen puppeteer, the Night's Whisper. The threads of cosmic horror started to weave themselves into the tapestry of Patrick's investigation, blurring the lines between the earthly and the ethereal, the mundane and the alien. In this surreal landscape, he found himself face to face with the puppeteer. It was not a being of flesh and bone, but a resonating echo from the abyss of space, a whisper from the forgotten corners of the cosmos. Its presence was an invasive melody, humming through the strings of his consciousness, echoing with a history that spanned galaxies and dimensions. The alien parasite did not speak in words, but in a barrage of images and sensations. Patrick was shown grand cosmic vistas, starlit oceans that birthed nebulae, galaxies spinning to an ancient rhythm. His mind was filled with the parasite's memories, a myriad of experiences that stretched back eons, weaving a tapestry of cosmic interconnectedness that was horrifying in its enormity, yet stunning in its beauty. These revelations threatened to shatter his sanity, the sheer alienness of the experience akin to trying to comprehend a tornado from within its eye. The echoes of his traumatic past collided with these unearthly visions, a tempest of chaos tearing through the landscape of his mind. But it was this chaos that, paradoxically, began to shape into a pattern, a structure that lent a chilling clarity to the terror unfolding within and around him. His interactions with the townsfolk took on a surreal quality. Each conversation, each passing glance felt heavy with unspoken knowledge. People moved with an eerie synchronicity, their behaviors mirroring the rhythm of the cosmic dance, the puppeteer's influence stretching its shadow over Dearborn. One encounter was particularly jarring. A little girl, previously unknown to him, approached him in the middle of the street, her innocent eyes strangely vacant. She handed him a crude drawing of the strange constellation he'd seen etched across the junkyard walls. "The Night's Whisper told me to give this to you," she murmured, her voice echoing with the chilling resonance of the alien parasite. It was a stark reminder of the horror taking root within his town, the invisible strings pulling on the lives of its unsuspecting denizens. As the shadow of cosmic horror cast itself over Dearborn, he found himself at the precipice of understanding and madness. It was a daunting cliff face, one he navigated with determination, tempered by fear. Each step he took resonated with the echoes of his past and the whispers of an alien present. The stage was set for the final act, a confrontation that promised a terrifying crescendo in this symphony of horror. Patrick prepared himself to face the music, to follow the dance into the heart of the storm. The cosmic dance had led Patrick to the precipice, his gaze peering into the heart of the storm, into the abyss of the unknown. As he confronted the omnipresent puppeteer, the echoes of Dearborn's forgotten past reverberated through the symphony of the present, a chilling crescendo in the opera of cosmic horror. His journey reached its zenith in the heart of the junkyard, the neglected monument to Dearborn's history, now the stage for the final act. It was there, amongst the skeletons of rusted machines and the shadows of the towering scrap piles, that he found the physical manifestation of the Night's Whisper, an otherworldly relic pulsating with a life force foreign to this world, its alien rhythm a mirror to the eerie synchronicity that had seized Dearborn. The sight of the relic was both a revelation and a nightmare. The cosmic patterns and forgotten constellations etched into its surface danced with an eerie luminescence under the starlight. The whispers of the night's whisper surged in his mind, a crescendo of alien memories, chilling visions and otherworldly knowledge, threatening to sweep him into its maelstrom. Yet even in the face of such unimaginable horror, his spirit did not crumble. It was a resilience born from his traumatic past, forged in the crucible of survival. He had faced down a tornado and emerged from its ruins. He would not falter now. His decision was as resolute as it was selfless. He planned to destroy the alien relic, to free Dearborn from the puppeteer's grip. His heart pounded with the urgency of a ticking bomb as he prepared the explosives. The act itself a mirroring of the tornado's destructive force that had once uprooted his life. The detonation painted a shocking tableau across the canvas of the night, a blinding bloom of light and sound that swallowed the relic and the puppeteer's influence. In the blast's final embrace, his thoughts swirled in a mix of terror and acceptance, the echoes of his past and the alien whispers colliding in a poignant requiem. The final note of his life was not one of defeat, but one of defiance. His last moments were an acceptance of the cosmic horror he had confronted, a peace found within the terrifying abyss. His life ended in a crescendo of light and sound, a melody of self-sacrifice that echoed through the forgotten corners of Dearborn. As the echoes faded into silence, a new dawn rose over Dearborn, free from the puppeteer's strings. Patrick's spirit lingered, not as a haunting ghost, but as a silent guardian, the man who had faced the cosmic dance and sacrificed himself for his town. His legacy was a whisper of courage amidst the forgotten past, a beacon for those who dared to confront the mysteries of the universe. His was the song of defiance, the forgotten requiem that would echo through Dearborn for years to come. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed our content, show your support with a like and subscribe, and stay notified by hitting the bell icon. Expect more cosmic horror from Eldritch Tales Factory, and feel free to explore our other stories. See you in the next video.